sure I unmute everyone's mics. I've made that mistake too many times. All right. The conclusion to the Jewel of Yavin. Who wants to recap last session? Church, I'm going to nominate you. You haven't done one in a while.
Oh, God. Let's see. I know last time we got the jewel. We escaped, got on a really fast ship, and took off to riches and glory.
And then you wake up.
Yes.
So we went on to the big cliff note here is that we were intercepted by Jedi on our way out with the jewel, which we did escape with, thanks to good planning and not everyone being a murder hobo. There was a lot of death, a bloodshed, a bloodbath, panic in the streets, and we used that, I think, to good effect. We made our way out, and she intercepted us, tell us she needs it, but didn't want to pay for it. She just wanted us to give it to her because greater good or some nonsense like that. She also gave us information about where Big Boss is and what's actually going on with him. And as much as some of us wanted to kill her, level heads prevailed. And since Big Boss was kind of out of the picture in a way, as far as the deal goes, we had been double crossed, I believe.
We believe a lot of things.
I think there's a much deeper double cross involved here.
Triple cross. So we agreed to go with her because she said she could get us and the jewel out and send some of us on our way to rescue Big Boss, whereas others might deem to stay with her and go forward to wherever the jewel may take them.
Assuming we make it off of this damn rock alive.
Yes. Now, before we get into things too serious, Church, what beer are you drinking?
Purple Haze.
Ah, yes.
Beer buddies.
Beer buddies.
This feels like awkward when you show up at work wearing the same shirt as a coworker.
Or when you show up at work with the same beer as a coworker.
I'll just leave that one hanging out there. All right.
This would be completely appropriate if Snacks were here, and otherwise, no.
All right. So, do you guys remember where last session left off specifically?
We had exited the bar. Sometime ahead of us, Delta had walked out. I assume Typo is sitting out as his character has walked off.
Yes. Typo is gone, made it out before the authorities had closed in on you.
Indeed. So, yeah, Delta had left the building wisely, it turns out, because the moment we walked out and started making for the getaway ship, our erstwhile sponsor, Errant, if I recall correctly.
Yes, I didn't screw it up. It's Errand.
Errand, there we go. So, had arrived. He had some security forces in tow. I think he may have even had a couple of wing guard there, and is shouting accusations at us from across the tarmac.
Yes. And do you recall kind of what's in front of the bar?
An enormous holographic depiction of various worlds you might travel to.
Yep. And it is currently depicting Kashyyyk.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where we're going to kick things off. Is you walk out of the bar and Errand is approaching you with a group of some unsavory looking types dressed in kind of what look like outdated suits. So they'd be like the tweed like checkered suits from the 70s that someone might wear. So that's what his thugs are wearing, and they're flanked by a set of wing guard. Each group of wing guard consists of 2 different wing guard, so there's 2 groups of 2, and then there's about 4 of his thugs there, and you see him kind of looking back at what you assume are the lead officers in the wing guard group, and you just hear him saying, "That's them. They stole the gem."
I don't know what he's talking about. What gem?
So
This strategy will not work here.
I need to put in your fate points, so you guys RP, and I'm gonna be half listening. For force points.
I have a question for you, but it can wait until after the fate points.
Okay.
No, IG, I believe is not time for bluff.
Always time for gambles.
We'll gamble upon legs rather than mouth in this instance.
Okay, tokens are in.
All right, question for you.
Yes.
Do we know where our getaway ship is?
Elijah does, and I should also mention that just as the guard are approaching, is it Elijah? I think it's Elijah.
It's Elijah.
Yeah, is joined by her cohort, Sozar Chem.
Okay,
that right?
very nice.
Yeah.
All right. I turn to Elijah and say, quickly, where's ship?
It's on the other side of the spaceport. And it's a fair run away. It's an easy 5 to 10 minute jog from here.
I make a quick mental map. Can you give me the layout of the spaceport?
It's
visible from here.
Yeah, so it's going to be a big circle. So from where you're at, it's a big circle that has like all the restaurants and bars and shops that you would expect to see inside of a spaceport in the center ring. And then from the center ring are branches of hallways that go outward. And those hallways then have another circular platform where the different ships are docked. So from where you're at, it would be the opposite end of the circle that you're at. So think of it like a 180 straight line from where you're at would be where the other dock is.
I'm picking up what you're putting down here.
Am I too obvious about it?
I wouldn't say too obvious. I have one option I like. That hologram, is it projected over an actual surface of walkable ground?
Yeah.
I reconnoiter the approaching group of executive thugs and cops. And I turn directly to everybody else in the party and say, please follow. And I jump the railing.
So
All right.
I'm going to say where you jump the railing, where you end up jumping onto, it looks like a wooden platform or like a walkway bridge that connects between a bunch of different trees and other wooden walkways. If you look over the edge of this walkway, you feel like it is a straight drop to where you can't see the bottom through trees.
I feel like that, but the hologram has no substance. I'm on the same level surface no matter what, right?
How would you test that?
Altor's mechanically inclined. He knows how things work generally. Machines.
So this type of hologram, like if you were to approach a tree and you were to walk through some leaves, you would swear you feel the leaves rubbing against your skin.
This is a weird question. Is it just a full sensorium illusion, or is it actually repositioning structures to form these things? Such that if I step off this platform, I plummet to my death.
You assume you won't plummet to your death. What you aren't sure is whether there's a drop and how far said drop is.
Mm-hmm. Exciting. I gesture to the rest of the party, still back up on the ledge.
Oh, you know me. I would have wasted no time following after him. I mean, it wouldn't have even been a look before you leap. It would have been, oh, this is what we're doing. Bye. I may try to land on him because he's a soft, squishy target.
A lot. I want to know what IG is doing at this point. I feel like IG's the wild card in this situation.
Because I am.
Always.
Golly. You sure we can't just murder them?
And you can do whatever you want.
Wizard, wizard, do something.
She stops and she looks around. She's, are you talking to me?
Yeah, you're the wizard.
I am not a wizard. And what would, pray tale, would you expect me to do?
I don't know. Wizard shit.
Half of them are law-abiding people just doing their jobs. We should go.
The other half are corrupt.
Well, yes, but corruption does not mean you should kill them.
I didn't say kill them. Just bonk them up the side of the head with your space magic.
It doesn't work that way.
It's time to hurry.
All right, fine. We'll jump over this little railing.
Yeah, she's gonna go with. I'm just adjusting one thing real quick. Is it safe to assume that Sozar's going with as well?
Yeah, Sozar will go with. He follows right behind her.
All right, I'm just setting a couple things up for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Show NPC, show NPC name, show NPC name. So yeah, you make your way through the woods of Kishik, as far as you can tell, and Erend, the wing guard, and his thugs chase after you.
Beautiful. Love it.
Sozar lands right behind Elisha. He grumbles to her, I thought this was supposed to be simple and easy. What are we doing?
I've come to understand that nothing is simple and easy with these folk.
Clearly. I'm right behind you. Let's go.
So you guys...
How many?
So there are 4 Wingguard. There's Erend Shend, and then 4 of his thugs.
Okay. No, I'm keeping up with the group.
All right, add in this. All right. So you're just beelining it?
Running isn't my specialty. I'm letting the others lead on this one.
I think Altor's got the lead here.
He does, but he is a slightly overweight basilisk, so I'm sure many people can outpace him.
So you go, say about 50 feet down the first rampway, and you come into this 3-point intersection. You can go back towards the guards, you can go right, or you can go left. Where would you like to go?
One of these doesn't seem to be an option. Is any of the further path visible to the left and right from here? I'm willing to spend as many as 4 seconds figuring it out.
You can see the one to the left probably goes about 30, 40 feet and splits again. The one to the right goes straight and then reaches a circular platform that goes around a tree.
Take the left.
Okay, so you run left.
Did we just come down like a hallway that they're all going to be funneled into, chasing after us?
They're chasing after you. They're on the same platforms. So the one thing I would like you to do for me, actually, no, never mind. As you get to the intersection that you want to go to, the bridge is broken, as far as you can tell. And there's about a 10-foot gap between the bridge that you're on and the other side for where you want to go to.
Okay. What are the rules for running jumps in this game?
Would be, I believe, it's a check for sure, but I had to check to see what it is. I haven't learned all these yet.
It's an athletics check.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I
Depending
didn't know
on
if
the
there was
difficulty.
is there an acrobatics or a coordination?
There is coordination.
And I would say, in addition to that, there are all sorts of trees, branches, vines hanging around you as well.
I'm still not terribly sure if those are substantial or not. Like, if I pick one up, does it move at all?
Like, if you reach out and grab a branch?
Yeah, if I just grab a branch.
You feel like you are holding a branch in your hand.
Can I climb a tree?
You want to try and climb a tree?
Yeah, I want to like climb a tree and set up like a deer stand.
You're gonna jump onto the tree and like hug its way up, or you're gonna try and climb like vines?
I want to try and like be standing on a branch. So I'll like, I guess, climb some vines until I'm standing or sitting on a branch.
Okay.
Kind of a little bit
And you want to try
blocked off, like using the trunk as kind of like cover.
Okay.
Just I want to be above and unnoticed when the goons catch up to us.
Yeah. You could try that for sure.
Cool.
Roll for me an athletics check. That will be
How hard?
2 purple.
Oof.
Well, I tried.
It wasn't a real tree.
Fake trees. What's up with that?
Just a straight failure.
One full failure.
So as you actually do start climbing up into this branch, and as you get up into a branch, you disturb this set of red birds in the tree, and they view you as like trying to attack their young, and they just swoop at you, flying into you, knock you off of the branch. You kind of panic as they're coming at you, I guess as much as a droid could panic, and knocks you off the branch. How do you shoot? They're built into your arms, right? Or do you have guns?
I think I have hands and guns. There's little like pincery hands.
So one of your guns falls loose and spins about 10 feet down the bridge towards the direction of the oncoming troops. They're about, I'd say, 3 minutes out.
Oh.
They're just outside of firing range.
While that's ongoing, I would really like to make some form of knowledge check about how this hologram functions.
Okay.
What
you
I'm
have a little bit
specifically
of additional observational knowledge from watching IG fall out of the hologram.
Indeed.
So you can run, I'd say, a computers or a mechanics check.
I'm good at one of those. I would love to run a mechanics check.
Okay. It would be a. Let me double check what the purple's standing for. Da-da-da-da. I need to redo this spreadsheet that I have for cheat sheet stuff. Let's go with 3 purple. Yeah, that's a hard check. So
3 purple it is.
2 successes, 1 threat. I'm trying to think of how I'm going to work that threat out. You actually, from kind of spending a little bit of time, I know how I'm going to do this. From spending a little bit of time actually investigating the mechanics of this, you can actually see that these are actually a series of kind of mechanical magnetic blocks that rearrange each other that then have a hologram projected onto them. So they're things that you can physically touch. They change shape and size to meet the landscape that they want. And that's how it works.
Okay. So they are physical. They are maneuverable. If I step off into nothingness, I will fall to my death. But some trickery might be possible here.
Yes.
All right.
And while and where the threat comes in from this is it took you a little bit of time to analyze this. And
That's fair.
the group has now closed in to attack range. So I'd like everyone to roll initiative for me. Ooh, cranky old mage with a complication.
Thank you for that.
Thanks, Cranky.
So this is a vigilance.
Yes.
Okay. I'm also going to use one of my abilities to add a success to it, but I suffer 1 strain for it.
I forget, what is the initiative skill again? I keep forgetting.
Vigilance in this case.
It's vigilance, but I failed to roll mine at the correct time. I rolled it before the initiative rolling was toggled, so I get to do it again. There you go.
Let me check. All right, that is for the wing guard. And then errand. I had to pull up all their sheets. Apologize for the delays. 2 of these.
Would I have had
1 of
time to
these.
pick myself up and like maybe go pick up my gun while he was checking on the hologram?
Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
Okay.
So I ran for those 2, and now I need to roll for this one. Did I not add his? Oh, I didn't add his goons. Fantastic. All right. So what would you relay to the group from what you've just seen? Or from what you found out, Altor?
Let's see. He would say, good news. I'm familiar with system. Bad news. If it looks like fall to death, it is. I will try to reconfigure these somewhat. They attach. It's magnetic. I take the stick that I had pulled, the little branch. I'm actually going to try a quick experiment. If they attach magnetically, I'm going to see if I can get it to stick at the broken segment of bridge. Just facing straight forward. I'm willing to deploy some of the tools from my kit to see if I can trick them into bonding if they don't want to.
Yeah. Give me 4 purple with either a mechanics or a computer check.
Aye. 4 purple. Wow.
And I'm going to have you add a black dice for the impeding groups that are like closing in on you and they're starting to pepper shots your way.
All right, I'm going to have to use everything at my disposal for this.
So is this the first initiative slot then?
I'm going to let him do this before initiative.
Okay.
I'm going to use everything I have. So 1, I have Utini as a skill.
Okay.
Which lets me remove a black die of difficulty from checks to salvage equipment. So I'm improvising some stuff here. May I apply this?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
All right. I'm also going to flip a force token.
Okay.
He's going all out.
And the story element I would like to introduce is this whole attraction has been kind of on the fritz for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
The spaceport is not spending as much money as is necessary to keep a light show like this running. And all of these little blocks have a tendency to bond at random anyways, so little bits of scenery tend to stick to each other.
Okay. Yeah, I'll allow it.
Do with that what you will, because that's fun.
Give yourself a boost dice for that. I'm okay with
Yeah. All right, here we go. Ooh.
Nice.
So yeah, you've managed to figure out a way to get these blocks to position themselves to connect the bridge.
All right. Wonderful.
I knew he was handy. No pun intended.
When you got 4 of them, you got to make yourself useful. I will continue with this task long enough to build a little skinny path across the gap.
Okay. Do me so you spend, it takes a couple of minutes to make this narrow pathway that you can walk across. Just as you get to the end of assembling this small pathway, I want you to do me a favor, roll a D100.
Absolutely. I think this should be sufficient.
47. So as you get to the end of building this small pathway, you notice a small spark come from one of the magnets, and you start hearing this like whirling, buzzing sound as all of the blocks start to raise up out of the ground into a flat surface area. The entire image goes white, starts to change different colors, and the entire scenery starts to change. You no longer find yourself on Keshik. The images around you shimmer and morph, replaced with a strangely linear landscape. Tall green crystalline spears fashioned into homes and other buildings make up vast cities that stretch towards the deep blue skies. Exquisitely dressed citizens with beautiful facial adornments walk serenely through the carefully laned streets. You now are in a crystalline urban setting.
Wonderful. There is no bridge anymore.
There is not. You are standing, and I'm gonna flip my dark side token for that.
That's funny. That's pretty funny.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
You are now on, instead of the yellow brick road, you are on the emerald green road.
Mm-hmm. Altor looks shocked for a moment. Well, okay.
Yeah.
And then he just he turns around, he waves to everybody, and he just takes off running.
The good news is Aaron and the thugs are just as surprised as you. So I'm going to delay their initiative. They'll go last. However, the city guard are not surprised by this. They're pretty familiar with a lot of the
Mhm.
things of this nature, we'll say.
That's fair.
Is this initiative then?
Yeah, it's time for initiative.
Okay. Silzar Cam doesn't even wait. He takes the first one because that's the way he is. And he spends his energy to try to go first.
Okay.
So he's going to use his quick strike ability, which he gets 2 bonus blue dice against anybody who has not acted this turn. So he's going to go ahead and just take a shot at those wing guards, draw his gun, and pull his shot.
Okay.
So let's see. And this is medium, short range?
Yeah, this is medium range.
Okay. And what's the difficulty?
For
Sorry, that's 2. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
2. Okay. Three successes, 3 advantages.
Nice. So you're shooting at one of the groups of the wing guards?
Yeah, the ones who were not surprised, the ones that don't look surprised,
Okay.
immediately just.
So we'll say the
yeah.
one that's closest to you.
Yep.
So yeah, you 3 successes and 3 advantages. Sorry, yeah, you take out, and what's your damage?
7 plus 3. It's just a quick draw fire, and then he's just getting ready to go and hide behind something, which I guess that's another maneuver. So I'll take a strain for that too, to do another maneuver and hide behind another box or building, whatever's nearby.
So what's your total damage you do on them?
10.
10? And they
Yeah,
have,
on that one. Yeah.
okay. So they have 3 soak. So one of the wing guards, he's down.
I just had a quick question. I just realized Elijah's not on the list here too. So
she's I'm not putting her on
Okay.
there. I'm just gonna have
Alright.
her go last at the end of the group. Yeah, so you managed to shoot one of the wing guard officers. It's
Okay.
a direct hit, cuts right through his wing guard armor. We'll say it kind of hits him in the abdomen. He kind of takes a knee. The other one took a glancing blow, so he's hit, but it wasn't nearly as severe as the first one that you shot. So you've removed one of the 2 wing guard of that first group. His buddy's actually going to return fire on you, Sozar Cam. He is. Let me check, because he's got an ability I want to use. He's going to use his covering fire ability. And he gets 1 range defense up to 2 allied characters within short range until the end of the next round. So he's going to take more of a defensive stance. So he's not actually going to be shooting you. He's more going to give really anyone in the group a setback if they try and engage him and his fallen comrade.
Yep.
All right, so that takes him out. Then that brings up the other group of wing guard. So there's 2 wing guard in there. They're going to see what happened to the first group of wing guard, and they're going to open fire on the group. I'm going to say right now, since Sozar's the only one who's engaged them, they're going to focus on Sozar.
Right.
So they have a blaster pistol.
Okay, I will also use my dodge ability,
Okay.
which will add another strain, and then it upgrades one of their dice to from a purple to a red.
Okay. Very good. Actually, and let me adjust this because this guy is not in here. All right, let's see. 2 successes, 1 threat. What is your soak?
Soak of 3.
Soak of 3.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be Relby Blaster Pistol. So that's gonna be 6, 7, 8 damage. So you're gonna take 5 points from that. And they're going to take a threat. So in the process of kind of shooting wild, one of their guns, I'm going to say one of their guns overheats. So one of the guys in the next group is going, you're going to have a less attack the next time they fight at you. All right, so that brings up them. The other 2 NPCs got booted to the end, so your 3 PCs get to go first. Don't all jump up at once.
All right, I will. Well, I was kind of over in that area picking up my gun anyway, so I'll shoot back, I guess.
Oh, hold on one second. My headset went out. I had to get a new one. I really do. I've been saying that too long. Try again.
So I was picking up my gun, kind of in that area anyway.
Okay.
Maybe behind a rock or something,
Mm-hmm.
or a crystal green spire thingy.
Okay.
So I guess I don't know, gonna shoot back with my guns.
So do you want to shoot at the already injured group of Wingguard, the uninjured group of Wingguard?
I think I'm gonna shoot it. Oh, do I have a line on Aaron?
You do.
I will shoot the boss man in hopes that the rest of them run away if he's like injured or something.
Okay. You are going to roll 2 purple.
I don't think I did that right. Did I do that right?
And if you want to take it back, I'll allow it, but it's a pretty good roll.
It is a pretty good one. I'll do that. It works.
Okay. What's your damage?
Let's see. The gun says 6.
And you're shooting at Aaron directly or his thugs?
Aaron directly.
Okay.
Says I crit on 3. So that's 3 advantages or 3 successes for a crit.
That's 3 advantages.
So that's a crit then.
Yes, it is. Go ahead and roll a D100.
I guess I missed that mine was a crit too. Doesn't matter. He was. I
yours
shot
a
him
crit-
anyway.
Was yours a crit 3?
Yeah. Yeah.
Then, yeah, keep an eye on that.
Yeah. Totally missed it.
This is being the end. We're not doing any of the Scooby-Doo rewinds.
Oh, but then I've got the lethal blows, so plus 10.
Plus 10 to your D100, so that's 62.
62.
Leave it to the murder droid to ruin a completely good encounter.
Sorry.
So you rolled slightly dazed. So your shots land a solid blow on him, but you're doing kind of, I'm going to say, some rapid fire shots, and you manage to clip a crystal that's nearby him. That chunk of the crystal breaks off, ricochets, kind of cracks him in the head, leaves him kind of dazed from the encounter. He's
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's disoriented, so he'll have kind of setbacks on his skill checks. And then what was your damage?
It says the gun does 6. But
6
what
plus,
is that?
Plus, so that's
2
Yep.
plus 2 successes, so 8.
8, and he's got 3 soak.
So 5.
I'm checking his defense. Yes, 5. Who's next?
Altor will take the last slot.
All
So I
right.
believe
Church, you're
that
up.
puts puts Ren up.
Do you two want to
Well,
fight over the last slot?
I was kind of hoping to wait till they got in closer. I'm kind of nestling into our little group here, knives at the ready, and waiting for them to get in closer so that I can spring on them at the last moment.
So the one thing I will tell you, Church, from viewing your surroundings, there are all these green crystalline spires that have shot out of the ground that you, if you wanted to, could try to hide behind or stealth behind.
I have an Altor.
Okay.
I do form a substantial bulwark.
Okay. So you're going to spend your turn just essentially like doing a defend. Could be a preparation, take a maneuver to prepare for something in the future. Is that kind of what you're doing, Church?
Yeah, just trying to get a better tactical position as a knife wielder.
Okay. All right, then it's up to you, Altor.
Okay, so it seems like everybody else wanted to bog down right here and fight. Which is a terrible idea. I'm going to try and persuade him to not do that.
Okay.
That's our common plan, isn't it?
No. We keep moving. Kill and go. Kill and go.
But I haven't gotten a kill yet.
We can do the go first. You'll get the kill later. I know you.
You could hang back on the next go.
Well, I
Like
mean,
hide behind a crystal, like come up behind him and like stab him in the back.
I call out to our group. Fighting retreat.
Yeah,
This
I'm
way.
cool with that. I can walk in one direction and shoot in the other. That's totally cool. My
He's so powerful.
torso rotates. That's great.
So
I'll hold up the rear.
All right. So that said, Altor is going to both move still in the direction of our getaway ship across the plaza.
Okay.
And I'm going to have him collect just whatever's small enough to pick up and carry, so he has a little reserve of the blocks.
Okay. All right.
But
So
other than that, he's just moving.
all right. So as you start to lead the group into retreating, this brings up Erend and his goons. His goons are... They have a set of carbines. So they're just all going to just... Without really any strategy to what they're doing, they're just trying to pepper the group and shoot and hit whatever they can. So they are going to be rolling... Ooh. So there's going to be 2 setbacks for that. Do you guys have any abilities?
I can dodge.
Okay.
I can
Two.
dodge.
I ain't got nothing for combat.
All right. I'm going to roll. There's 4 of you. I'm going to roll an 8-sided die and see who they end up targeting. We're going to go 1 and 2 is Church, 3 and 4 is Urban, Ginkgo's 5 and 6, Jacob 7 and 8.
I'm in first.
Who's 5?
That was me.
All right. And you got
I'm gonna dodge.
You got your dodge.
So I'll take a strain to upgrade a difficulty
Okay.
by 1.
Okay. 1 success, 2 advantages, 1 despair.
What's a despair?
That's not good for them.
No, it's not. It's essentially the opposite of a triumph.
Oh. Oh.
Done goofed.
I think that's out of ammo.
Or a gun exploded in his face.
The target immediately spends a free maneuver and dives for cover behind a large ornamental fountain. Oh, wait. Nope, that's the wrong one. That's if you guys did it. So instead of that, I'm going to say their crazy firing hits an ornamental fountain, causes it to crash down on one of them,
I love it.
taking him out of the picture. That being said, he does manage to hit Altor, or not Altor, IG. How do I want to do this one? Nah, I'll leave the 2 advantages alone because of the despair. So these are the goons. That is, what's their damage on their weapon? Damage 9 plus 1. So that's, what's your soak?
3.
I was 1 advantage away from a triumph too, or from a critical. So 3. So 3 off of 10. That's 7. So you take 7 damage.
Oof. Okay.
Ouch.
How you feeling?
Okay.
I think you got one too many letters there.
Sounding pretty good to retreat with Altor, isn't it?
Kinda.
So want to bring up the rear?
Eris,
Not really.
or Erend still gets his attack. But he is dazed, so he's going to have setback on his pistol shot. So his... am I reading this right? They are dicks when they wrote this module. You're lucky.
You don't want to hear that.
Any setbacks on? I'm gonna say they're gonna shoot Altor because he's the big target.
I am.
You don't have any defense or anything?
I don't think so. You can't like burn maneuvers and such off your turn, right?
You cannot. Only if you.
So
do
yeah, I got nothing special. My soak is 3.
Okay. 0 successes, 1 advantage. So they don't manage to hit you, but while you're retreating, they do hit one of the crystal spires that kind of cuts across the direction that you're heading. And that crystal kind of just lights up really bright and then goes dark, casting you into darkness in that kind of 5-foot area around you.
Okay.
And it crossed our path.
Yeah. All right. Then this brings up Elijah's turn. Where's her sheet at? I had it bookmarked because I wanted to be prepared, and then I lose the bookmark, and now I have to flip through pages. It's kind of embarrassing. All right. So she kind of stands there, and her hand instinctively goes to the lightsaber on her waist, but she thinks better about it, and instead she's gonna close her eyes, put out her hand, and she's just gonna focus. And you're gonna notice the one group of city guard that have already been injured. You're gonna notice the rocks kind of start to shake on the ground around them, when one of the rocks all of a sudden lifts up into the air, shoots through the sky, and just cracks the one in the head. You see his eyes roll back into his head as he falls over, slumped on, unconscious on top of his wounded friend. So that's one of the NPC groups that's out.
Did I see that? Probably would have seen that, maybe.
Yeah, because I'll say she's kind of standing out in front of the group.
I mean, she's behind me. I probably didn't see her do it, but I saw the rock
Right.
crack some guy in the face.
You saw somebody throw a rock at him.
I was like, "Wizard, good job. You can do it."
I told you I'm not a wizard. Now let's get going. It's only a matter of time before they call for reinforcements.
Come on, what guys? Let's go. Let's go.
Wait. What did the wizard say?
You guys do have a bonus momentum that you can redeem from Cranky as well.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
So we'll kind of continue making our way toward
So you
the ship.
you make your
quickly.
way you make your way down the green paved road. With the scenery changing, there's a very bright light in the sun that's also reflecting through the green crystals. And you've kind of become disoriented because the whole landscape has changed from the direction that you were really going. So I'm going to want someone to... Altor's leading the group, so I'm going to say if Alto goes first or whoever goes first is going to have to do a check for me.
Unless somebody overtakes me, it probably would be me clambering over the crystal remains.
I would say a survival check or... trying to see if anything else fits for trying to figure out your...
Perception?
Yeah, I'll allow that one.
All right, what's my difficulty?
We'll go with an average, so we'll go with 2.
2 it is. I roll. I'll live.
So you don't have really a good idea on where to get out of this, where the spaceport is, but because of the advantages, I'm going to say you're leading them in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
So you go down this main street. About 30 feet ahead of the main street, it's going to turn into a 4-way intersection. But there are also sets of alleys that tuck in between these crystal buildings as well.
Okay, I have a question for you. I would like to do a thing.
Mm-hmm.
The landscape around us is quite changeable, but I imagine... is the spaceport open to the sky? Is it domed in this area? What's the situation?
This would be a domed.
The dome is probably unchanging. I would like to take my bearing from features of the dome.
So with where you're at now, because of the hologram, the dome kind of plays into it, and all you can see is bright sky.
Ah, shit. Unhelpful. Let's see. We were heading straight, then we took a left branch, and we continued on from the left branch. So probably a right branch would be wise at this stage. We can zigzag our way in the general direction of our exit.
We're going to die here, aren't we?
Maybe a little.
Well, at least it'll be a glorious and bloody death.
You'll die with a gem in hand.
Doesn't count until you get off planet, though.
All right, so yeah, you successfully lead them down the right direction. The group behind you, they're all just kind of blaster fire shooting at you, but you don't have any reason to stop, so you're still maintaining a lead on them. So at this point, I could say either you continue to lead or we can go to the next PC and let them decide on a course of action. I'll leave it up to the group to decide.
All right, so Do we know if the hangar is above or below us by chance?
It would be you'd after you make it out of this hologram, there's going to be a hallway that you go down. It's going to be an enclosed hallway as well, but that'll lead out into an open air space dock.
But it's a straight shot.
Yeah.
Just bolting as fast as we can then.
Yeah.
Although I'm thinking in the back of my mind that if this much heat is on us, they're in communication and there's most likely heat waiting for us. So I'm looking around for a side route. I don't want to make a direct assault on this hangar because there's probably going to be something waiting for us when we get there.
That's the part that you keep quiet so the GM doesn't hear.
Well, I mean, I have to tell them because I don't know.
Well, we may be in luck. They may have been staking it out, but they don't
Yeah.
necessarily know how
They-
much Elijah is involved or what ship
Yeah.
she intends to take off planet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So what I can tell you is, you guys are thinking very well, like a bunch of convicts on the run, and that's all I'm going to tell you. They may know information, they may not know information. Suspense is the spice of life.
That's variety. Variety is the spice of life. Suspense is the puckering asshole of life.
It's the result of Taco Bell of life.
Mm.
All right. So where are we at in the initiative here?
Yeah.
We're
Right. Well, right now
back at the top.
initiative's kind of on hold because you guys did
Okay.
decide to retreat.
All right. So we're on.
Which I'm really
Okay.
disappointed about. So you can continue to go down initiative to have each person do a navigation type check, or you can just keep following Altor.
Well, I didn't see anything. I mean, nothing at all.
Nope.
Well, in that case, I'm immediately behind Altor, kind of looking around him as I'm running.
Would my
Since I did come in on the ship with her, that I would kind of know where it's at. So I have kind of a direction. So I wouldn't mind using let's see, I do have it'd be like a streetwise, maybe with a advantage to navigate to where we're going.
I'll give you a survival with an advantage.
Different variety of street to be
Right.
wise about.
Right. This is more of like a technology now. If you have
Okay.
a mechanics or a computer where you want to try and short circuit the hologram, that could work too.
Well, that's okay. It's the same as my streetwise. So
Altor has not done this yet because the hologram is every bit as much to our advantage as it is to our deficit.
difficulty is average.
I'm gonna give you 1 purple since you came from the ship.
Okay.
5 successes. All right. So
This way.
as you turn the corner that Altor was leading you guys down towards, you actually see kind of where the hologram ends in the distance. And you actually recognize the section of the spaceport, and you know your hallway leading to the space dock is right around the corner.
Okay, I turned to the guys. This way, guys. This is the way. We found it.
This is the way. I'll
is.
follow.
That was.
Couldn't resist.
You've
Sorry.
been planning that
totally,
since last week,
totally
haven't you?
unplanned, but totally worth it.
All right. So you guys all haul it as a group. Hey,
Absolutely.
Yep.
IG,
Yeah, what's up?
how you feeling?
Slow.
You're lucky I didn't roll a crit. I would have loved for you to have like a short-circuiting like kneecap. All right. So yeah, you guys, I'll say at this point, you make it out of the hologram. And because of the amount of successes that Sozar had, you have significantly put distance between yourself and Erend and the remaining city guard, wing guard. So yeah, you get out as far as you can tell. It's clear sailing to where the ship was, and the ship itself. I posted a link into that in Discord before the session started.
Okay.
Yes. Thing of beauty, really.
I enjoyed it. I was hoping you guys would too.
Can't fly it to save my life, of course, but we have people for this.
If he makes it out alive.
That is important.
And to wonder about our pilot.
It's
I'm
okay.
headed for the ship. I know where we're at, and I'm headed there.
Oh yeah, be
Yeah.
on it.
I'm just running after him at this point.
So you actually make it to the ship. You kind of come out of the hallway into this open air spaceport, and you see your ship sitting there in all of its rusty glory.
Now I ask,
Yeah.
as we come out of the hallway, is there a door leading to our little section of the spaceport? Is there an entrance that I could, say, sabotage and block off?
There will be, we'll say there's like one of those sliding glass doors just to keep the hallway somewhat contained. And
As we pass through it, once, say, IG, who's lagging behind a little bit, gets through to the other side, I stop to sabotage the mechanism.
Okay, to kind of lock it.
Yeah.
Something like this will
Good.
be old hat for you. This will be an easy, so it'd be a 1 purple.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
2 successes. Describe to me how you would sabotage a sliding glass door.
Well, I assume it's a powered one.
Mm-hmm.
They have, in, regular times, not in a galaxy far, far away a long time ago, they have a little pneumatic actuator, or they're on a track with a belt sometimes. Usually it's the pneumatic one. I just allow them to actuate all the way closed, and then a very severe blow to the arm that extended them should prevent it from retracting. If they're on some kind of mag rail, which would also be common, let them get all the way out and then just cut the power to the rail.
I feel like you've done this before.
It just happens, It's his lifestyle.
So yeah, you managed to block the door, and as far as you can tell, it's clear open to your ship.
All right.
All right,
Well,
wizard.
let's get
Which
on the
one?
ship.
Which ship?
There's only one ship.
Oh, there's only the one ship?
Yeah.
No, that makes it easier.
Yeah. Who's flying?
I got
who's
this.
your pilot, wizard?
I got this. I'm going to run for the ship.
Okay. You get to the ship where there's the loading platform. And I'm going to flip that token right there. And as you approach the platform, there is... This is going to end horribly. Just because
great.
it's you who ran towards it. You see actually someone descend from the ramp of the ship. They're wearing a City Watch uniform, but they're actually more particularly trying to think how to describe it. It looks like a thicker, like it's more SWAT gear style. Like they came prepared. You also notice they have more bars on their shoulder than anyone else you'd encountered before. So they step down from the ship. They look at you and say, I'd appreciate it if you and your comrades would actually halt and actually turn yourselves in.
Does this man not have anybody's rap sheet?
No.
You'll never take me alive, copper.
That's why I'm saying, knowing the church running up to the platform, this isn't going to go.
No.
So-
Negotiations are over.
It's just the one guy, right?
Yes.
And he's asking me to turn myself in.
Yes.
Oh. How far away is he?
Stabbing distance.
And what's he
Yeah.
holding in his hand?
Currently nothing.
Hmm.
This is a kind of math that Rin is very good at.
You know, it would be remiss of me not to hear your words, consider them thoughtfully, and hand you this. I hand him one of my knives.
Well, I have to admit, I did not appreciate to go this smoothly.
I stab him.
Pointy in first.
As long as he touches that knife, he's armed.
All right, go ahead and roll to hit.
Any additionals?
Yes. You're gonna have purple. I'm just checking to see if it's gonna be a 1 or a 2. No. Let's go with it's gonna be a 1.
Any bonus for surprise?
No.
It's worth a try. All right, yeah, I stab him.
All right.
2 successes, 4 advantages.
So, all right. Have you learned what your weapons do yet?
Yeah, we went over this last time.
Yeah, we're 12 sessions in, church. All right, so it's your brawn +1 is your damage.
Hmm.
So what's your damage?
4.
All right. And what is
And it's piercing.
the crit rating on it?
2.
So you get a crit,
Hmm. Yes, I do.
and you get a +10 to your crit. So let's start with roll the crit.
Percentile incoming.
A 0.
What happens on a 0?
Well, isn't that technically a 100?
You're supposed to roll another dice with it, but yes. Plus a 10. Oh, this is fantastic. So you add a +10 onto your 100. That equals a horrific injury. Randomly roll 1d10 to determine the target's characteristics. So yeah, roll a d10 for me. A 5.
5.
5 equals agility. So what kind of attack would you do to horrifically injure this person to impact their agility?
No. I'm going to split his solar plexus in half, starting from the navel to the sternum. Cut the muscle tissue just clean in half. Just dig in, twist a little, and yank up as hard as I can.
That affects a lot of things.
That should keep him from being agile.
Yeah, I would say so. All right, so what is your damage again?
4. Plus whatever the crit was.
The crit was he has a loss of agility. So his agility is 1 point lower, which impacts almost all of his stuff. So 4 damage. Your weapon cuts through defense too, right?
Yeah, it's got that piercing property or whatever.
All right. So we are looking at. So this is a little weird. He soaks. So he only takes one. He actually only takes one wound from this. He's really resilient. So he kind of toughens through the pain, kind of clenches, and you're kind of surprised that he has the endurance to kind of just suck this up. But you have impacted him from an agility standpoint.
Jerk. That was at him, not you.
So I want everyone to roll initiative at this point.
Mhm.
Start initiative rolls. Oh, come on.
Only big numbers.
You're missing one person. All right. I'm going to say Ren goes last since he did the opening attack. Who
With a
wants-
smile.
Who, other than Ren, who wants to go first? And it actually makes sense that he gets to go last, considering he just got gutted.
All right, I'll go again. Quick on the draw again. I'll draw my gun and fire at the person who's standing on our ship.
Okay.
So
Add one setback for their defense as
the
well.
short range here.
This is short range, yes.
Okay. And then you said one setback,
Mm-hmm.
and he hasn't gone yet this turn.
He is not.
I get 2 additional dice for that. One success, 4 advantages. That would be
It's a crit too, isn't it?
crit. Yeah, crit as well.
So let's do the crit first. Let's see that.
So I roll the 10 and the 100, right?
Yeah, or there should be an actual like. Oh, there isn't. So yeah, roll a 10 and a 100. I thought there was a 100 sided. Come on. So you roll a 100 as well.
Nah, that's not right. He rolled 2.
Yeah, no. Okay, let me okay, take the 90 then.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
Yeah,
is 100 die.
That
Yeah.
is a 100-sided die.
yeah.
Okay.
It is capable of rolling, multiples of 10 on it.
Yeah, you're right. So 90.
Yeah.
That is at the brink. The target suffers 1 strain each time they perform an action. So between being gutted and your hit, it's wearing on them. Doesn't matter how strong they are, how tough they are, it's gonna wear on them. So what's your damage?
8 damage there.
Okay.
And I'd also like to use one of the advantages to reduce my strain by 1. I believe I can use the strain to reduce 1.
Not a problem.
Okay.
They kind of, you see their knees buckle a little bit after getting shot, but they're still gritting through it. Who goes next? There's too many PCs on here. Stop initiative. All right, who's going next?
Stop.
I mean, if
It's
nobody
me.
else wants to.
It's me or IG.
I mean, okay, so Altor's still probably futzing with the door, so I guess it has to be me.
I've never seen IG not all excited and jump in front of the line to murder someone.
Well, this guy might murder me.
Does happen.
Self-preservation kicking in.
Yeah. His sentient robot. Okay, fine. We'll shoot the guy. Let's shoot the guy. Ren,
Mhm.
it's coming over your shoulder.
So it'll be one. You'll have one purple and one black dice added to your pool.
Cool.
2 successes. What's your damage?
It says 8.
Okay.
So 6 plus 2 is 8.
Okay. So
I don't know. I figured out you can like click on the weapon in the menu on the right hand side. That's pretty cool.
Isn't that nice?
And then you do the add dice because you said to add 1 purple. I just added the purple, and then it rolled the damage and the crits and the everything.
Yeah,
That works really
makes
good.
sense.
Does your gun or does your stabby thing do that? Church?
He doesn't.
Hmm.
It will.
No.
It will.
Yeah, if the weapons are entered, it will.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Okay.
That's a Act 2 thing. Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll work out the sheets a bit more on Act 2. So, all right. You land another solid blow on him. At this point, you see him bleeding a little bit from his mouth, Ren. But he's still standing.
Oh. Is it my turn?
Altor's first.
I am first.
You just watch him slowly die in front of you.
Come on, Alta, do something combat-y.
How much distance is there to cover between where I'm at, which is probably still near that door, to the ship? Can I cover it in the round?
Say the distance of, say, a small living room.
Oh, nothing.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay.
It's not a big spaceport.
Makes sense. I would just walk up the ramp, kind of ignoring that everybody's firing up it. They tend to lose focus when things are actually happening. They're distracted by gunfire. This guy dead? I look at him.
He's not dead yet. He is bleeding from the mouth. Bleeding is just his gut is all bloodied.
All right. Altor walks up to him, looks down. Altor's pretty tall. You will die. You should stand aside. Not out of deep concern, but, you know, he's not the professional murderer. He doesn't particularly care. I'll make a persuasion. I don't know what you would really call for here, a near dead opponent to stand down.
Coercion.
Yeah.
What? No, just rip him in half like Goro.
Now, you see,
You got 4 arms!
I'm going to point out something very important here where we're at the end of the campaign.
You've never thrown a punch.
There's another way to phrase that. Not a single charge of murder or aggravated assault can be laid on Altor.
So
Well, I mean, there is aiding and abetting.
And
Yes,
guilt by
and that carries
association.
a completely different sentence.
Fair.
Altor, add 2 red and a purple to your coercion.
2 red and a purple.
Holy cow.
He is robust. Wow. Okay. Well, since I've got it,
And-
can I flip a force token?
Yes.
Appreciate that. Altor is not intimidating, but he is almost featureless in this moment. He says this with such a flatness that almost anyone would believe him. If he could be an impartial commentator, he would here.
It could be a negotiation role.
Yeah.
That's not gonna help as much either.
Yeah, I'm fine with coercion. I'm
He's-
not concerned.
This is like, this is the most like. He's like probably the one person in the city guard that has like been up and up. He actually has a talent called good cop. So like it's really hard to like sway him, coerce him.
Yeah.
He's like a seasoned veteran. He's tried. If you guys actually talk to him, he's actually got a pretty good backstory. I'm just saying. Instead of going,
I imagine. Altor is currently talking to him. I throw in one more. I say, is no need to die here for this. No backup. Facing down small army. Better to live. Stop someone else another day.
he kind of coughs up a little bit of blood and says, "I'm gonna see you all rot."
I have rotted before, and I make my roll.
Mhm.
Can I have a boost? I don't know what my
I'll
flipping
give
the
you-
force
for,
token
for
is.
flipping the token. You can get a boost on how you approached it. Yeah.
Amen.
Uh,
Please do say if you've got a rules correction zombie. I am prepared.
oh no, I was gonna say you generally a force or a flip of force will upgrade a die.
I can do that instead.
Yeah, you can. However you want to do it.
We're in. A lot of shit just happened.
Yeah, it did. The reason why you want to upgrade is because it gives you that chance for that triumph.
So
True. You work that one out, why don't you?
I do. I'm double checking something real quick to see if what I want to do will actually work.
Successful 2 threats means you're so worried about the conversation you gain strain from it and
While-
despair.
While you're talking to him, he kind of puts his head down. He acknowledges. He steps off to the side. But as he does, he slips his mag cuffs onto one of your arms.
He catches me. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. I love that. Altor busts out laughing. Oh, I like you. So rarely. So rare. So bold. Can I still do a thing? I'll burn a maneuver. I get 2, whatever.
Yeah.
I just want to do a small thing.
Yeah. You'd take a strain. You can do another maneuver.
I get 2 for free.
Oh, then yeah, go for it.
There
That's
you
the
go.
basilisk thing. Let me actually double check what maneuvers are good for, because I want to either hand off the jewel to Rin, or I want to just slip the cuffs.
Okay.
This is kind of what I do.
Aim a weapon, moving one range band closer, opening a door, diving behind cover, and standing up is kind of like your generic.
Just
maneuvers.
generic, do some stuff. So
Yeah.
is opening a door and slipping some cuffs similar? I don't know.
Ah.
I mean,
Probably not.
I think given Altor's like skill set and background, that probably is.
Opening a door. What are you going to try and do with opening the door?
Oh, I'm not trying to open the door. I was
Okay.
just making a comparison to it
Oh,
I
as an
see.
action.
The breaking out of the magna cuffs is actually a daunting task, so it's going to be.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I
It's
will
a
use my
coordination
maneuver then to hand off the jewel. I pull it from the opposite side arm of the one that he's standing on with the mag cuffs. I hold it out to Ren. I say, Ren, you hold this. If I cannot handle, you pay, of course. Always keep your promises, Ren.
I've never broken one. You know I got your back.
I clap my bloodied new companion on the back. I say, come, let us walk and talk. And I start proceeding down the ramp with him.
He's self-resigned and kind of views it as a small victory, having caught one. So he goes with. He doesn't put up a fight. He doesn't argue.
All right.
Zozar's curious about this new situation.
What just
As he
happened?
draws back his blaster, holds it up just a little bit, and kind of eyes over what the situation is. Being aware of what's going on.
Altor's
And
waving
Fisher
everybody else up.
No. I think I'm gonna shoot him in the back.
Well, the cuff is on the both of us, so you've just chained me to a corpse. Don't worry, Altor's got it. He's got this.
I can take care of this. Right. You realize that, right?
Vibro knives go through cuffs?
Vibro knives go through bone.
One way to do
That is
it.
true.
And then
Less
I
corpse,
can
more body parts.
find you some awesome mechanical replacement.
The captain's now glancing back and forth, everyone, eyes getting wide as this conversation's occurring. Hand goes to his pistol.
So, I mean, I pick up my other knife where I'm sure he dropped it.
Yeah. So it's your turn, Ren.
Is he insisting on this cuffing thing still?
Yeah.
Altor, hold him still.
Well, he's not going to go far.
Yeah, I'm going to grab his hand with the cuff on it.
Yeah, does that count as a grapple?
I mean, yeah. I enjoy the narrative, but we're going down a little bit of a stretch right now.
Well, I'm telling you what I want to do, and then we can roll from there, if that's okay.
Explain it, and I'll decide if I want you to flip a light side token for a story element.
Okay. So I'm going to reach out with one hand, grab his arm, like by the wrist, like in front of the cuff, yank it out while placing my foot kind of on his wounded gut where I cut him, and, use that to kind of subdue him, since that's going to hurt like hell. And I'm going to get a real good grip on that hand, and then I'm just going to saw that fucking thing off brutally as I can.
All right, this is definitely going to... I'm remiss to almost say it's going to be a light side token flip. It's not. This is not light side by any means. Go ahead and flip that light side token, because, yeah, this is going to be a story element. And
Light side characters take hands all the time.
yeah,
That was like
did happen.
Obi-Wan's favorite move.
All right, I flipped it.
Obi-Wan's favorite move was actually the high ground. Let's make hot
Hmm.
dogs. All right, so now this is because he's still alive. He's not going to cooperate with this. I will give you a boost dice because of the injury, but this is going to be 4 purple to saw his hand off like that.
Okay, so typical melee.
Typical melee, yep.
And we do have a redeemable advantage.
You do.
Oh, what would that add?
A blue dice.
Let's do it. 3 successes.
Just flat.
All right.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
This
Thank you.
man dumped a cup full of dice on the table and said, I win.
Yeah, so before he can actually notice what happens, you are all over him like flies on shit. And you wrap your legs around him, you dig your blade into his hand, and you saw off his hand while he's flailing and screaming.
Can I just point out that I'm cackling wildly as he screams?
What's your damage?
A
4.
lot.
It's
But-
4 plus the 3, so that's 7 points. Believe it or not, that's just enough to kill him. So yeah, you kill him.
So I'll pick up that dismembered hand and kind of slide the cuff off and shake it out, and kind of offer it to Altor and say the cheesy line, "You need a hand with the other side."
It will be fine. Altor's just got the bracelets dangling from his wrist now. Certainly not the first time. Let us go.
Check the body for the key.
I will deal with later. I have removed dozens of these.
I mean, if the key is his thumbprint, like you better just take the severed hand. Like, unlock yourself right now.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
IG, that door is glass. Is not blaster proof. We need to go.
Take 2 seconds to pick up his hand. Like, put it
Altor's
on your
just
wrist.
walking
Like,
past you.
okay, fine. All right.
Altor's
So
walking
as you
past you.
guys are
I'm in the ship.
bickering, you
I'm getting
do
in the ship.
actually see.
He's gone. He's on the ship. Please continue.
No, you get onto the ship, and this honestly took longer than I had expected. I'm glad. So yeah, no, you get onto the ship. Elijah is kind of horrified at what just happened. The entire flight off planet, she kind of sits and won't turn her back to anyone that has come with. But yeah, you guys have made it off of Yavin.
I still have the hand.
Who's flying?
I mean,
I'll fly. It's
yeah,
fine.
I mean, anyone can fly. You're not in a high risk situation. Like, I debated whether I should have TIE fighters chase you guys down.
Oh.
But I brought in that captain that you guys brutally murdered in place of them.
Well, I mean, he grappled himself, so
Had he lived, he might have learned prudence in his dealings with the criminal element.
Had he lived, we might have heard a story.
I mean, who's to say he actually like died?
No, he's dead. He bled out. He's bleeding out on the tarmac.
And nobody comes to find him. Like, nobody knew he was there.
He
deserves to die.
He's been gutted. His hand's been chopped off. He's been
Yeah,
shot
I
a few
mean-
times.
People come back from that all the time.
Not 2-bit characters who ran the security department of Yavin.
No,
All right,
generally not.
so that's the end of Act 1.
We made it.
How do you guys feel about it?
Good gem.
Was it
Pretty good. It was fun.
was it anticlimactic? Did you enjoy it? How do you feel like it wrapped up?
A rollicking good time.
All right. So
Yeah.
I was actually worried that this was only going to be an hour session tonight, so I'm glad it at least stretched to an hour and a half. What is everyone's plan for wanting to do the next session? I think we were talking. Does everyone want to roll new characters?
I think I'm gonna, as fun as he is, if we're going into a Jedi kind of good guy type mission, Ren does not need to be a part of that group.
No.
Mm-mm.
And it doesn't have to be a Jedi type mission.
Well, I mean, like good guys, not necessarily Jedi, but kind of people trying to do something good rather than just steal something.
Yeah. Yeah, I envision the next game being more gray than dark.
Mm.
And we'll see what everyone picks character-wise.
I have a concept.
Okay.
Oh.
Since we're because Julie Yavin was a pre-made adventure for those who may be watching this on YouTube, that we have finished up. So we're now going to continue the kind of life of the Jewel of Yavin into Act 2, but I want to take everyone's characters and actually look at the way you have them and are building them, and I'm going to tailor the story around. So if someone wants to play a pilot, I'll work in a lot more vehicle chases and ship fighting and things of that nature. So if someone wants to be whatever class it is that goes and settles new regions, I can't think of what they are, diplomatic type thing, we can work that.
Explorers?
What's that?
Explorers?
Yeah,
I'm just
explorers.
okay.
So yeah, feel free pick whatever, and I'll tweak the story because right now there is no rails, and I've played with you guys long enough now to get a sense of how you play, and the way you play is essentially I need to come into sessions with absolutely no plans other than where did the last session end off.
We are
That's
a
a good
danger
plan.
to ourselves and others.
I mean, really,
We made it like 8.5 sessions before we ever even got
Murdered someone,
anything murdery.
Yeah.
I
So
should have kept a full tally of my body count. I'm pretty sure I won.
Yeah.
yeah, I think you did.
All right. I'm gonna sit down with the rule books, give them a good read over
I will
to workshop my character concept, make sure I've got a firmer grasp on it than I brought into this one.
Okay.
My question to you though is, when would you be looking to spin up the next leg? So I've got a advance notice kind of idea.
So I'm gonna post into Discord a poll to see if you guys want to go back to the original schedule we were on or just leave the every other week that we're currently on. So whether you guys want to do the 23rd, the 30th, or the 6th, I'll post those 3 dates and decide when everyone wants to do it. And I figured that'll be our 0 session. And everyone's kind of got enough background using the UG Dudes builder and stuff to where you can kind of build out your characters before the 0 session, and we can spend the first half kind of talking about what everyone is, kind of the theme, and then maybe jump into the first part of a session. If that works for everyone.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Yep.
Ginkgo, what was your plan? Did you want to keep playing IG or?
Yeah, I think IG is gonna stick around the gem, just for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll die, and then there'll be a reason to bring something else in. But
So
I don't know. Like, just feel compelled to stick with the shiny object.
IG, give yourself 10 points of experience onto
Woo.
IG. Everyone else, when you build your new characters, you get to start with 30 points on your character build.
Oh,
Right on.
So that should at least catch you up a bit to IG.
Yeah, this character I built was actually one that I'd contemplated. I may stick with him or may not. He can be an NPC to go with Elijah if it doesn't work out. But yeah, whatever. This was one that I thought, oh, I'll try this one out tonight. So I have some other concepts in mind. So
Yeah.
One thing that I do is, I mean, by far, this is my favorite RPG system.
Yeah.
I love this system. And so I just want to make sure that when you look at characters, like the stats and the abilities they have, look at their, like what their class abilities are, because that really kind of dictates how the dice come into play. Like I said, if you have a character that says I remove 2 setback dice, but we're not getting setback dice, that really hurts them. If you have a pilot that, gets to re-roll his piloting skills, if you're not rolling piloting skills, it doesn't work. So find something that you like, that looks good, and then really try to figure out how you use those skills, because this really adds to the system. So
I think I want to go with a rebel heavy gunner. Something beefy.
Okay.
But not so murdery.
Okay. We'll talk through that a little.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to end the stream here now, though. and we can hang out and talk a bit more afterwards if you like.
Hmm.
I appreciate anyone who tuned in tonight and anyone who may be watching this video. As a side note, if you've made it this far, you will notice there have been a lot of errors in the rules in the earlier sessions. I tend to play very fast and loose with them for the sake of narrative to keep things moving, and also because I am still learning the rules. So expect to be a little bit better with it with Act 2, and hope everyone kind of checks that out when we start that up in a couple weeks. Church, what are you running tomorrow?
Tomorrow is Cairn.
Cairn, yeah.
Yeah.
Cairn.
So check out Church's World of Cairn tomorrow, and then we'll be off most likely for next week. Yeah, I don't have Conan's not next week. So yeah, most likely we will have Conan on the 26th. So yeah, all right. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Later.